This is Augustana Sportscene, a weekly update on Viking athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Enjoy the action and excitement of NCAA Division II athletics at Augustana.
Welcome to Augustana Sportscene. On this week's show, we will roll our Augustana Sports Update. We'll also visit with head football coach Mike Aldrich and volleyball coach Ashley Buckley. A little later in the program, in our Augustana Sports Focus, we will visit with Augustana setter on the volleyball team, Danny Haley. And we'll take a look at what's ahead on the Augustana Sports calendar for this week. So let's get the action rolling. Here comes Augustana Sports Update for this week.
Augie Sports Update is brought to you by Schoenemann's.
Last weekend, Coach Ashley Buckley's Augustana volleyball team picked up their 15th and 16th wins of the season as they defeated Upper Iowa and Winona State at the Elman Center. In the 3-2 victory over Upper Iowa, Jordan Spatanka had a career-high 25 kills, while Danny Haley dished out 64 assists. Michaela Gallagher also had a career-high 18 kills, and Kayla Walrick rooted up 30 digs. In the Winona State win, Holly Halfmeyer and Jordan Spatanka paced the Vikings by combining for 39 kills. Danny Haley passed out 50 assists, and Kayla Walrick notched 14 digs in the 3-0 victory over the Warriors. In football, Coach Mike Aldrich's team dropped a heartbreaking 34-32 game to Wayne State at Kirkaby-Over Stadium. The Wildcats got out to a 14-0 first quarter lead with a strong wind aiding their field position. When the Vikings got the wind at their backs in the second quarter, they scored 17 points on a 2-yard run by Phil Euchre, a 10-yard pass from Josh Hansen to Ben Parsley, and on a 46-yard field goal by Drew Behrens. In the third quarter, Augustana scored again on a 4-yard run by Phil Euchre to go up 23-14. But Wayne State came back with a touchdown and a field goal to take a 24-23 lead. The Vikings then got a 25-yard field goal from Drew Behrens to go back ahead 26-24. But again, the Wildcats responded as they scored on a 38-yard interception return to take a 31-26 lead. Josh Hansen engineered an impressive 80-yard march, which culminated in a 3-yard scoring strike to Grant Gebhardt with 1:10 left to play. The 2-point conversion failed, so the Vikings led 32-31. Wayne State got the ball back and moved to the Augustana 32-yard line. Max Martin then hit a wind-aided 49-yard field goal with 16 seconds left to give the Wildcats the victory. Josh Hansen completed 33 of 52 passes for 288 yards, with Ben Parsley catching a career-high 10 passes for 135 yards. Defensive leaders for the Vikings were Dan O'Keefe with 15 tackles, and Nick Andres and Austin Lukey with 12 each. Andres and Zach Callis also had interceptions. In soccer, Coach Brandon Barkas's team dropped a hard-fought 2-1 NSIC playoff game to Minnesota Duluth. Jessica Madsen scored the goal for the Vikings. The Augustana ladies finished their season with a 10-9 overall mark. In cross-country, Coach Tracy Hellman's women's team finished third and the men fourth at the NCAA Central Region meet in Denver, Colorado. Both teams now qualify for the NCAA Division II Championships, which will be held in Spokane, Washington on November 19th. Leah Hansen finished in 7th place to lead the women, with Paul Yack claiming 6th place to pace the men. And tickets for the 5th annual Prairie Spirit Charitable Challenge, featuring doubleheader basketball with Augustana playing the University of Sioux Falls, are now on sale at the Arena box office or at Ticketmaster.com. The event is Tuesday, November 15th at the Sioux Falls Arena. That's our sports update for this week. When we come back, we'll talk Augustana football with Coach Mike Aldrich. Stay with us.
Augustana Sportscene is brought to you by Sanford Health, improving the human condition. By Schoenemann's, your trusted building center since 1888. And by Mid-Continent Communications, part of your community.
He has what he needs to make it. He has the speed, thanks to Sanford Power. He has Sanford athletic trainers to help avoid injuries. He has Sanford doctors to help him if they happen. But most important, he loves the game. That's no surprise. He has a lot of me in him.
Get stronger, play smarter. Return to performance. Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
When I was young, I loved helping my grandfather with projects. From building a birdhouse to odd jobs around the house, we always got our supplies from Schoenemann's. I remember the smell of the fresh cut lumber and all the bins full of nails, nuts, and bolts. Today, my projects are a bit bigger, and so is Schoenemann's selection. I rely on them for everything I need.
Schoenemann's in Sioux Falls and Harrisburg. Expert advice, everything you need.
You can always do it right with Schoenemann's.
The all-new mid-size 2012 Passat with dual-zone automatic climate control, Bluetooth, and scheduled carefree maintenance included. The Passat has more premium standard features than its competitors. That's the power of German engineering.
Hey, you always make my day.
You may have met one. The teachers who challenge. The ones who motivate. The ones who can fire imagination. The ones, in short, that you'll find at Augustana. Now, maybe you don't believe that one college could have so many great professors. If so, you're in for an education. Augustana.
Hi, I'm Chad Greenway of the Minnesota Vikings. I'm a big fan of how youth sports can help kids stay physically fit. But as an athlete and a parent, I'm also very concerned about safety. Millions of sports-related concussions happen every year, and many go unrecognized. That's alarming because the wrong treatment can slow recovery, worsen the condition, or lead to permanent damage. Please learn the facts about concussions and help protect our young athletes.
To learn more, visit sanfordhealth.org/headsup.
The Augustana Football Report is brought to you by Sanford Health.
Joining me now is Augustana head football coach Mike Aldrich. Well, Mike, the season of just heartbreaks continues for the Vikings here. We're right after the game at Kirkaby Over Stadium. Hard-fought battle with Wayne State, a very good team, but the Vikings took the ball 80 yards in the last few minutes and scored to get ahead. Wayne State came back, nailed a field goal right at the end, and we came up short 34-32. It was a tough one, Mike.
Well, we knew that whoever was going to have the most success around the football was going to win the game, and we didn't have any success on the ground. We didn't do a great job blocking. We weren't able to get our game established, and defensively, you know, we would have a bunch of good plays together that stuffed the run, but then they'd pop one on us, and you know, anytime they do that, they're able to get on top of you and get you when you're kind of getting down, and they'd snap the ball quick and have a lot of plays. So, you know, at the end of the day, as you look at the stat sheet, I mean, the team that won the game had more success around the football, just like we thought it would be.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at the game a little closer. Let's start with offense.
Well, offensively, we took way too long to get going. You know, the first quarter was non-existent for us. And, you know, we went out right away and had a 3-and-out on defense. Did a great job of getting the ball back for the O, but we struggled and we got off the field way too quick. And Wayne State had the momentum, and they were able to punch a couple in on us there in the first quarter. And we didn't have the wind with us, so we kind of were in a hole, and it was almost like, how fast can this quarter get over? And then in the second quarter, we came back and came alive, and we were able to put up 17 points there in the second quarter, take the lead going into halftime. And then in the third quarter, we kind of figured with we'd have the wind, even though they were getting the ball, that this is our time to use this momentum to expand our lead. But we took way too long to get going there, and offensively, we just weren't consistent. And you know, once we got stuck trying to throw the ball too much, I knew it would be a long day for us if we were going to have to throw the ball all the time. And you know, the interception for a touchdown didn't lose us the game, but it obviously put us in a little bit of a hole there towards the end. But like I told Josh, after he threw that, you owe us one to go back and drive down there and get us one, and he did a great job orchestrating us down the field and getting us that touchdown.
Yeah, it was a tremendous drive, and unfortunately we came up short in the game. Let's go to defense.
Well, defensively, other than those 2 drives in the first quarter, we did a great job buckling down. I thought our second quarter was phenomenal. The third quarter, we got caught with a bad field position. They kind of jumped on us and gashed us a couple times, and were able to put some points on the board going into the wind, which we were hoping wouldn't be the case. But then it turned into a seesaw battle. Once they were able to get points back on the board, then we knew it would be a nail biter. And we got a lot of tired guys after that game because they run so many plays. But, I felt we did a good job against the run, but not great.
Okay, and then special teams.
Special teams, special teams didn't really come back and hurt us. We missed a couple block punts. I mean, we were right there, and that really could have been game changers for us. But I thought our special teams did a good job, especially with this wind, helping us, setting us up in position to win this football game. And Drew hit that one at the end of the first half, which was huge. So I'm happy with our special teams play. But the other couple of phases didn't do great for us.
Well, Mike, the season of really ups and downs here and some hard-fought close battles is coming to an end. It's the final game at Upper Iowa, and it's a big one for the Vikings here.
Well, that's what I told them in the locker room, that as bad as they're feeling after this game and a close game, the most important thing is how do we finish and go and play Upper Iowa. Basically what we're playing for is a winning season, which is huge if we can get back to that 6th win. So we'll be back at it. They'll feel bad for a night or two, and then we got to get back on the horse.
Okay, Mike. Well, go get them against Upper Iowa this week.
All right, thank you.
The Augustana Volleyball Report is next. We'll be right back.
My owie was a tumor and it hurts in my head, and it's right here. I have 3 favorite colors: red, pink, and purple. I like to draw fairies, princesses, and clothes. I want to be, when I grow up, a clothes modeler. It models clothes. This is my victory.
The Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference. With 6-team national championships since 2006 and 18 individual national champions, the NSIC has developed into the premier Division II conference in the upper Midwest. The NSIC boasts 14 schools competing in 17 sports, all committed to one common goal: athletic and academic excellence. The Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference, a proud member of NCAA Division II athletics.
How do you hold a moment? Keep friends and family close. Witness the passage of time. Replay the glory days. Relive magical nights. Create memories to share. How do you capture a lifetime? One picture at a time. Life Touch. Photography for a lifetime.
Why do you play? Why go through all the pain? The endless practices? For the victories? For the joy of playing the game? Or do you play for something even greater? If you already know the answer, we're the network for you. Midco Sportsnet. This is how we do sports.
The Augustana Volleyball Report is brought to you by Mid-Continent Communications.
With me now is Augustana Volleyball coach Ashley Buckley. Well, Ashley, it's going to be great to visit today because the Vikings are coming off 2 super victories at home. Started out on Friday night against a very good Upper Iowa team in a real hard-fought match, but we came out on top. Your thoughts on that one?
We did. We, in the first set, I thought we played a little meek for, our style of play. We just played point for point. We didn't have the same energy that we typically bring to a match in the first set. And, despite our slow start, I thought the girls really picked it up in the second, third, and fourth set. So I was really impressed. We had a lot of actually career high performances. Michaela Gallagher on the right side had 18 kills for us, a career high. Jordan Spatanka had a career high. Kayla Walrick defensively did a great job leading our backcourt. Danny Haley was 1 assist away from a career high, and again, I think Holly Halfmeyer was a constant too for us. So, we battled hard. I have a lot of respect for their offense. They, take a lot of risks at the net. They swing aggressively, and so we were happy with the win.
Yeah, it was a super win. And then on Saturday, the momentum just kept rolling. as we took down Winona State 3-0.
Yeah, same thing in the first set. We played point for point. One of the highlights of the match was I thought we sided out really well. First ball side out, we terminated right away out of serve receive. Again, Holly Hafmeyer out of serve receive for us was, a huge threat. Jordan Spatanka as well. We were happy to win that first set. We won, I think, 33-31, and it was just a hard-fought battle on both sides of the net. We maintained and, took that momentum into the second and third, and I thought we were in good control. Really aggressive offensively. Again, another good night for Kayla Walrick. Christine Bielski played good defense for us, too. Both teams, this weekend were really good. This was a weekend that we did not do well in the first weekend of the Northern Sun, and so it felt good to come back and to play really aggressive and to come out with 2 wins.
Well, they were great victories, and you mentioned a number of players, but just in watching here, you have to be happy with the freshmen and their performances over the weekend.
Yeah, it's been nice to see with Jordan and with Holly just being a constant for us. We're starting to see that that's wearing off on Michaela Gallagher on the right side. Courtney Yisker these last 2 weekends has been more aggressive, taking some very big swings for us too. Julia Witt defensively for us has kept a lot of energy, a lot of positive energy on our side of the net, which is a huge bonus for us too. But I'm impressed with them. I think they're growing up really quickly. It's not easy to win with a whole bunch of freshmen on the court typically, but I think that they've done a phenomenal job and have certainly helped us to win a lot of matches.
Well, it's been impressive, Ashley, and the Vikings close out this week, the regular season. A tough opponent, Wayne State here at the Elman Center, Friday night at 7. Talk about the Wildcats.
They're having a great season. They've, finished the NSIC this last half very competitively. We definitely are looking for a really big match. We typically play 3, 4, 5, usually 5 sets with them, and so we're really looking forward to this one. It's nice to be at home. We played them once earlier this year, and I thought we did a nice job defensively against them, and certainly our ability to distribute our offense was the reason that we won the game. So we need to do a lot of important things on our side of the net in order to win. But we'll prepare this week hard and do our best on Friday night.
Yeah, it'll be a great one, so fans get on over here. Well, to finish up here, Ashley, this will be the last time we'll visit here during the season. And the year has had its ups and downs. Right now we're kind of moving up, and that feels great. But with no seniors, with some great freshmen who've contributed, some players that are experienced now and getting older, some great recruits coming in, you have to be optimistic pointing to next year.
I really am. I'm really proud of the team this year. We've overcome some very serious challenges with a lot of injuries. And that's not easy to do, but I feel like they've fought hard, they've been determined, they've been competitive, and most importantly, they haven't questioned anything. They've just gone out there and played no matter who was on the court, and I think that's a very positive characteristic of this group. So we are very excited. We feel like this is a huge growing year, and they grew in a short amount of time, and they found ways to win. We're 16-11 right now, which is a place I wouldn't have anticipated us based on all of the injuries that we have had. But we are excited, and we feel like it's just a sign of good things to come.
Well, it's been a fun year, Ashley. You have done a wonderful job, and we're going to finish up strong here against Wayne State. So good luck to you and your team.
Up next, Augie Sports Focus. Stay with us.
I love learning.
I believe in service. I am full of passion. I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why I chose it.
I chose.
I chose Division II.
The all-new mid-size 2012 Passat with dual-zone automatic climate control, Bluetooth, and scheduled carefree maintenance included. The Passat has more premium standard features than its competitors. That's the power of German engineering.
I was half the person I used to be, literally. I knew that if I didn't have the strength that I'd back in my body, I'd never be able to ride my Harley again, and that was one of my other goals I had, was to be able to get back on the bike. Just being able to get out and experience, The area and the surroundings on the back of a bike is so much different than being in a car. You can smell the smells as you drive through, you can hear the sounds. It's just great. This is my victory.
When I was young, I loved helping my grandfather with projects. From building a birdhouse to odd jobs around the house, we always got our supplies from Schoenemann's. I remember the smell of the fresh cut lumber and all the bins full of nails, nuts, and bolts. Today, my projects are a bit bigger, and so is Schoenemann's selection. I rely on them for everything I need.
Schoenemann's in Sioux Falls and Harrisburg. Expert advice, everything you need.
You can always do it right with Schoenemann's.
Augie Sports Focus is brought to you by Schoenemann's.
Joining me now is Augustana volleyball player Danny Haley. Danny, great to have you on Augustana Sportscene. We got a few things to talk about today, but to begin with, let's back up. Owatonna High School, outstanding career, had to pick a college, and you decided, to our joy, on Augustana. Why did you pick Augustana?
I knew that I wanted to be in this conference in particular, just because it's extremely competitive. I knew a lot of people going to different schools, Bemidji, Concordia, that sort of thing. So I'd be able to see previous teammates play against them and, like I said, just compete really hard every single day.
Yeah.
And so I came to Augie, and when I left, I wanted to come back. And that was my thing. It was kind of just, I always had that feeling. I love the size, everything, but I mostly just kind of went off my gut.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here, and you've had a great career, and you got a ways to go yet. Well, this year, this past weekend, two great victories for the Vikings at home against Upper Iowa and Winona State. We've had some other ups. We've had a few downs during the season, Danny. But how are you feeling about the team? And as a junior, you have next year to look forward to. Your thoughts?
I mean, I couldn't ask for a better team, to be completely honest. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's the best team, but this is the best team I've ever been on. Our chemistry, we just love being around each other. We can trust each other. We always have each other's backs, and I think that's something that a lot of teams don't necessarily have, and that's one thing that we can definitely use to our advantage.
And we've been young, and now next year you'll finally be a senior, and a couple others will finally be seniors. New players coming in, good young players. You got to be optimistic pointing to next season.
Definitely, even just to have that, even just to broaden what we have already and just bring in some new personalities, new attitudes to balance us out even more than we already have. And we do a really good job at like mentoring our younger ones. So I think even though we have 5 coming in, it's going to be a lot easier just even having Brooke and Taylor and all those guys ready to train these new guys in. So
yeah, wonderful. Well, you've been playing volleyball a long time. What do you like about the game of volleyball?
I don't know if it's kind of cheesy, but I like the way I feel when I play. It's a big release for me. I never really feel stressed out. If I am stressed out, if I can go play, then it's a good day for me.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, you do a great job of it. Let's switch gears a little bit here. Let's talk about your major and maybe what your future plans are.
I'm double majoring in business and sports management, which is another thing I liked about Augie, that I can do all of that. In the future, I'm kind of looking into going into a sports marketing kind of background. So I have an internship with Sioux Falls Sports Authority, and I'm hoping that'll kind of let me know what I want to do, and I'm really excited for it.
And that internship is in January? Is that when you're doing that? Okay, wonderful. That'll be a great experience. Jumping back to volleyball just a minute, a question I wanted to ask, and I know a lot of fans who follow Augustana volleyball are maybe interested in this. You had what doesn't happen real often in volleyball, but you had a concussion earlier in the season here. Talk about how that happened and your comeback from that.
Yeah, it was during the 4th game at Bemidji State, and right in the middle of the game, Kayla Waller and I had been going for the same ball, and her knee kind of hit my forehead. Got a little goose egg and knocked out for a little bit, but don't really remember any of the 4th game, but that's okay. So we won. That's all that matters. We had Courtney setting and Christine setting, and yeah, it was a good experience.
Well, and she's healthy now after missed about 2.5 weeks. But you folks out there who think these concussions only happen in true contact sports, remember when you see a Kayla Walrick on the floor and a Danny Haley on the floor, they can happen in volleyball too, because it's an aggressive sport. Well, to finish up here, Danny, what are your thoughts about being a student and a volleyball player at Augustana?
I love it, but I mean, it's such a great atmosphere, especially at Augie, because all the athletes are very close and have each other's backs, and just having each other in classes, and it makes it a lot easier. A lot of people to study with, and everyone kind of acknowledges that Augie is a tough school, so that we can just study during the week, focus on our studies, and on the weekends it's game time.
Yeah, it's game time, and it'll be game time here Friday night. The Vikings' final home match of the season against Wayne State. Get on over here to the Elman Center and see Danny Haley dish out a bunch of sets. Good luck, Danny.
Thank you.
The Augustana Sports Calendar is next. We'll be right back.
Here's to all you crazies. You, the hometown diehards. The fanatics. That's what a fan is, after all. You live or die by what happens on the field, on the court, and in your heart every time your team plays. So, let your freak flag fly. We're here for you. Midco Sportsnet. This is how we do sports.
With every click of a LifeTouch camera, a school memory is captured. Education benefits. And children are safer. LifeTouch School Portraits. Great things come from great pictures.
They're not that easy to come by. The teachers who engage us. The truly gifted ones. The ones whose words stay with us for days or even years. The odds are you'll only know a few of them. Unless you go to Augustana. Then your chances are greatly improved. Augustana.
The most difficult times require the right team. Where we fight disease, discover cures, and believe in the power of play. That's the art and science of healthcare. The things we do with children every day at Sanford Children's.
The Augustana Sports Calendar is brought to you by Sanford Health.
Let's take a look at the Augustana Sports Calendar for this week. Friday, November 11th, volleyball, final home match of the season against the Wayne State Wildcats at the Elman Center at 7 o'clock. Saturday, November 12th, football finishes their season with a 1 p.m. kickoff at Upper Iowa University. Wrestling is at the Dakota Wesleyan Open in Mitchell. And remember, for radio coverage of Augustana football, you can hear the Vikings on KIKN FM 100.5. And for complete information on Augustana athletics, go to our website, goaugie.com. That's it for this week's show. I'm Bill Gross. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me again at this same time next week for another edition of Augustana Sportscene. Have a great week, everybody.
You've been watching Augustana Sportscene, a weekly update on NCAA Division II athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Learn more about Augustana College in Sioux Falls at augie.edu.